It's a cold London morning, 1961. A young Johann Hari stares at his uncle, sprawled on the couch, unconscious, lost to heroin. This first shock, this moment of helplessness, piques a question that haunts him. What if everything we're told about addiction is wrong? From this personal wound, Hari embarks on a 30,000-mile journey to rewrite the story of addiction itself. But what he discovers, it flips the entire war on drugs on its head. Let's rewind to 1914. A law is passed that changes everything. But it wasn't about public health. It was born from power, racism, and fear, and set the stage for decades of suffering. Billie Holiday, the legendary jazz singer, was targeted relentlessly by Harry Anslinger, the first U.S. drug czar. This racist cop saw her haunting voice as a threat and used drug laws to stalk and silence her. Her suffering wasn't just about addiction, it was a weaponized attack on a black woman's existence. Hari digs into addiction science and compares it to a plant starving for sunlight. If addicts are deprived of emotional connection, drugs fill that void. A famous experiment with rats showed that even addicted rats would choose water over heroin if they had a cozy space with friends, connection over chemicals. Countries like Portugal did something wild. They decriminalized all drugs. Result: massive drops in overdose, HIV rates, crime. Why? Because they stopped treating addicts as criminals and started treating them as people in desperate need of connection and support. Everyone thinks addiction is about the drugs themselves. But hidden beneath the surface lies a truth so simple, yet so ignored it'll challenge everything you thought you knew. Canadian psychologist Bruce Alexander created Rat Park, a lush, colorful playground for rats full of toys and friends. Unlike isolated rats addicted to morphine, those in Rat Park barely touch the drug. This groundbreaking experiment exposed addiction as boredom and loneliness, not chemical compulsion. Hari explains addiction is like a car with a broken alarm system. The drug isn't the root problem, it's a symptom of deeper emotional and social pain. Without fixing the alarm, the pain of disconnection, addiction persists like a fire burning under the surface. This flips the script. The opposite of addiction isn't sobriety, it's connection. When humans feel safe, loved, and part of a community, their need for drugs fades. That insight is a powerful call to build bonds, not build walls. What happens when a country stops chasing the scream? When punishment ends and compassion begins? Hari dives into the stories of countries and people rewriting the addiction script with surprising results. In 2001, Portugal did something radical. They decriminalized all drugs, putting health over jail cells. Over the next decade, drug use dropped, overdose deaths plummeted, and HIV rates nosedived. It wasn't magic, but a system built on empathy and connection, proving that compassion saves more lives than bullets or bars. The haunting story of Billie Holiday isn't just a tragic footnote. It's a window into how drug laws were weaponized to control marginalized people. Her story shines a harsh light on the racism and cruelty baked into America's drug policies, reminding us compassion was never part of the plan. Hari reveals a brutal truth. The war on drugs is self-perpetuating. Arrests fuel violence. Violence fuels fear. Fear fuels harsher laws, trapping addicts in cycles of pain. Breaking this vicious loop requires something radically different: human connection, not human control. Back in that London flat, Hari's uncle wasn't just battling heroin, he was starving for connection. This story isn't about just quitting drugs, but about building bridges where walls stood. So next time you hear about addiction, remember, the opposite of addiction is connection. Try this, reach out to someone feeling alone today, it might just save a life. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.